Americana Vineyards and Treleaven by King Ferry Winery, both part of the Cayuga Lake Wine Trail, are two of the many wineries located along the trail that have been affected by climate change. The drier, more unpredictable temperature changes have caused a slight shift in flavor profile for different wines produced by these wineries. Steffi Scaglione, a wineroom worker at Treleaven by King Ferry Winery, said the white wine grapes have especially been affected.
You know, we do have a little tighter corners into getting the grapes off the vine before they freeze in harvest season. As far as the initial growing of the grapes, what we don't want is a hard frost that's coming later on in the season that'll take off any buds that will encourage early growth in the vines. I'd say most small state wineries like we are looking every year to have something under a 20% loss. Different growing techniques have gotten better over the years. So I think that even with climate change, there's a lot that you can go in to do to keep the vines warm early in the season, or to keep them from getting too cold later on in the season. We've gone to a lot of geothermic metals actually to keep our roots from freezing. And as far as the grapes go, they're maturing a little faster.
In addition to trying to save the vines, some wineries look to outsource grapes from other locations. Ryan Scammon, wine tasting manager at Americana Vineyards, said this can cause quite a change in the taste of wines. However, wineries work with it so that they can supply the demand.
So there's definitely a push right now to kind of experiment and find the best way to produce these solid wines, because there's definitely want.
The farm winery license that these wineries have does limit the amount of outsourcing that can be done, though.
But they also have a special designation called farm winery license. And a farm winery license is more strict in that you have to use at least 90% of the grapes in your production have to come from the state of New York. They don't have to necessarily be a state, but they have to be from the state of New York. So long as your juice and your grapes come from the state, while the restrictions are more focused, they also have better benefits.
Brian Mulvey, the tasting room manager at Treleaven by King Ferry Winery, said in addition to taste, the atmosphere that the wine is being used in is just as important when it comes to purchasing wines.
A better way to sell wine is to paint a scene for someone on where they would drink it. And we call that creating perceived value for the customer. So if I'm telling someone, talking about our Cabernet Franc, and I say, this is a great wine for summer barbecues, goes really well with a nice steak, it's perfect for this type of occasion, that starts to paint a picture in the customer's mind, and that makes them think the wine is more special and want the wine